Round they go. Oh, they've lost it. Oh, he's taken them off. They've hit the drum. Picking up speed while they pick. Oh, look at that.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Speed Without Engine, the place where fast-paced action meets pure fun. Get ready for some sick designs, crazy crashes, and tons of laughs. Let's go. Steering mechanism. It's basically controlled by wires. Down they go, heading towards the first chicane. It's gone already. It's gone already. They've travelled about 50 into the tarmac, and that battleship is well and truly sunk. The impression it's quite difficult to see between those fingers too, so there are one or two things stacked again. Over the jump for the first time. There they go, no problem there. The gravel trap poses no problem. Hand wobbling all over the place, he's gone wide and lost it. He couldn't hang on. Spectacular crash into that right-hand turn. It's such a difficult part of the course. So down they go, the Duck team with that gigantic beak on the front are so good. The first thing you do notice with this particular soapbox is how starting to get faster, starting to motor. This is the moment of truth. Around the berm, oh, they've caught the top. Just look at the perspex at the back. You can see some just starting to break off, and it all comes to grief for the Duck team. Meat cleaver bolted firmly on the front of SALAMBORGHINI as they go slamming down the track here in Turin. Good start made as well. Lots of early speed all around the berm. I thought it was good. End of it all because everybody's okay, but there was just too much speed, not enough control, and the sausage has gone for a real Burton on the berm here in Turin. Tells you cool stuff that's going off in St. Louis, Missouri. Is the first soapbox down the track with those narrow wheels. Streamlined. He's quite high though, isn't he, in the seat? Which could be a... Oh, there's the first problem, and it's a good job. The T-shirt, because he completely loses it there. He got too much speed, it's tight and twisty, he couldn't get it round the corner. So down they go. A little bit wider at the front, the axle, than at the back. Steering wheel, and around that corner, very tight through there. Oh! Can't leave the wheel. Spectacularly there, everything's okay here, and then they just catch that front right wheel, and this is another angle, and you can see just how tight they were. And really, all they can do when you have a crash like that is rescue. To build this particular soapbox, I'm not sure, though, whether they've tested it over the kind of ramps they're going to see. 420 metres. There's the first slice of bread. No problem there. Bales were just waiting to be hit, and they couldn't miss it. He knows straight away. Look at the look on his face. He knows he's in bother at this stage of the run. Toaster about to go over the steelworks, and it's wobbling all over the place, and it won't get there. It was wide, and it was wobbly. And they just couldn't avoid the hay bale. It was too wide, too awkward, and on its side. Mentioned it's steep and it's narrow, and there's the kicker halfway down, and a couple of chicanes too. And you wonder whether the thin wheels will be enough. If falls, here's the kicker. Over that, he's lost it. Oh, spectacular to the day. Here it is. The landing was heavy, no control, starts to go, and then wiped out completely into the straw. Down the ramp they go. Oh, they've lost the back already. They've lost the back end already, I think. Yeah, they have. Still going, though, in fairness to them. There's the plunger that's gone as well. That's not going to come in handy. In fact, they're shedding equipment all the way down. Whether that's to make it lighter, I'm not sure. There's the bone shaker, shaking up the plumbing van as it goes. COPPERTOP micro still going. Around crash corner, around crash corner. Oh, around crash corner. You could see it coming, couldn't you? The minute that little wheel started to taste the air, it was all over for COPPERTOP micro. And there's the end of it, to all intents and purposes. And that's what's on the inside of a plumbing van, in case you were wondering. There he is, look. He might have been better off going down on that in the first place. Over the ramp and over the finish line. It promised so much. Sweeping, etc. So down the start ramp, we can do here. Round this berm. Oh, he's gone too high and he's rolled it. Well, the idea is to get as high, as much speed as you can, but when you go into the berm that high, with that little initial speed, you fall out the side and the soapbox rolls down with you. Look at this. Up he goes, and there's nothing he can do, and he was lucky that the soapbox went over the top of him. Off we go! Oh, it's gone straight away into the straw bales. I think the steering must have gone right at the top because it just veered off to the left. Does show you've got to make childhood friends who reunited for the soapbox race. There we are, bringing people together. Here's the bone shaker. Seems to be slightly imbalanced, doesn't it? Leaning to one side already. There's the berm. Very quick through there. Oh, he's gone. Look at that. Watch this. Wow. That's as spectacular a crash as we've seen all day. The bravery, because he's gone straight back in. Whether they'll get to the start ramp. And here they come. Down it goes. It's wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Oh, it's gone already. Over the place. And because of the height of the soapbox, they can't get it back. It's gone. We knew that part of the course would be a problem. Centre of gravity, and two nervous fellas behind the wheel as off they go, and they've lost the piece already. Twisty turn, look at the skin at the back. Oh, they're absolutely flying. Flying down the course here in Cincinnati. Anchor wheels down the course. Look at the concentration on the face of the pilot. Aaron's the driver. Here we go over the steps. Speed into the kicker. Sit down, hold on, get ready for this one. Here it comes down towards the... Oh, you can see it. Here comes the anchorman. Oh, over they go! Look at that! That disaster, exactly what we got. Look at the onboard, here we go. Oh, you can't hold it there. That is spectacular in Cincinnati. Here today in Lisbon, as opposed to putting one out, which they so often do. But they've gone for the small wheels and the tall vehicle. Time he starts to open it up a little bit, it starts to wobble. Here's the first one. The Marquis steps. Oh, he's got nose over. He went nose first. There was no stopping. Watch this here. He's nearly gone there. Now he's thinking, oh. Julian and Dylan are the respective pilots of this one. Julian's Donald Trump rapidly approaching, and it's a right into a left, and it's gone. Look at that. Wow. That was spectacular.
Have fallen over. I reckon we might get some road rage.
Good to see the two lads both up and on their feet, because that went really quickly into the straw. The problem is you come down the course like this, you've got to go right and then you've got to go left, and if you go too quick, you lose it like that. Cracked a maximum out there for the performance. Now let's have a look. Oh, he's gone straight away. Well, I was about to tell you, he's in a right mess. It's like when you tip a ladybird on its back. He's all over the place. Oh, he's... Soapbox Race. Don't take your hands off the steering wheel to remove the bodywork. Now he's backwards. Where's he going? Leave that creativity score. This looks great. The eyes are the helmets of the pilot, and the co is the pilot. Here's the berm. Made in Finland has ground to a halt. Oh, boom! What do you say? Going. Gone. They should get on the podium for those. Look at that. Is a huge challenge. And I have to say, there will be quicker starts than that today. It is straight away, and they are starting to build speed towards the kicker. In you go, can't do that. And that brings to an end that run. From a cropper there, I'm pretty sure about that. Now we go down towards the berm, which, oh, straight in. Front wheel gone, that's it. Well, it's actually in there to try and slow the teams down. They didn't need slowing down, Banana Minions team. They needed a bit more. And the baby stroller theme, because in 2012, two teammates got married and had a child. Over the road banks, oh, and over the road banks. First team that's come to grief there. All far have just managed to nibble the edges, but they were completely out of line going in. Creativity, 35 for performance. Now it's about the speed. The two-tiers. Oh, they've gone already! Oh, that's spectacular again. This is the issue, look. Too much speed, not enough agility, and they just couldn't hold it. All the weight was going towards the left as they look at it. Scored today on performance, on creativity, and of course, on speed. Kicker 1 and kicker 2, then there's a chicane, and then there's a seesaw, and that could be interesting too. So there's the first two. You're in complete control of your soapbox, otherwise you're going to catch it like they did there. The wings on the side didn't help at all. That chicane is not great when you've got wings. We've got the seesaw to finish. Through we go. Oh, it got straight into the bales. You can see straight away that this is a narrow course. It's a quick course. The teams are judged, and they're all colleagues from an advertising agency. And there we go, and he's gone already. Hard for that. That's when it first went wrong. He went about 20 metres and down. Bosh. Down he goes to the bone rattler then. He's really struggling to hold this together. He's having all kinds of problems with it. If you take too much speed into these hairpins today, you're going to have a real challenge. Now it really starts to get steep, and he's gone again. Cannot keep it upright. Well, if this is a taste of things to come today, we're going to have an absolute classic. Down to the finish. That took ages. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Put them in contention. And the Shaguar Mark II is on the way down, the E-Type, with Charlie behind the wheel. Nice and quick down towards the Lido. Let's see how they go through here. Very bouncy through there. It's a big, long soapbox, and now over the lolly drop. He's given it absolutely everything, but he can't keep it straight. And he caught the straw bale, and that was it. Look at it here. He's trying his best to keep it going. Never really recovered after that. And there's the bale sticking out. They couldn't miss it. Really, really quick at the top part. There's nothing you can do when you go nose first into the straw bale at that speed.
Very narrow. Alvaro can hardly fit in it. He's got the bike wheel at the front of the handlebar steering, enough said. Whale tail on the agenda. Holds on tighter to those handlebars. Oh, now he's off. This is do or die. And when that front wheel hit the middle of the whale tail, he got nowhere left to go. There's your problem.
Do we get from the top down to the bottom in one piece? It's also quite wide as well. You can see there's not a great deal of room there between the straw bales. And L'Alsasso doing just fine. Wide axle, but strong enough, I think, just about, is it? Well, I think there is damage. Look, it's that, as you look at it, the front left. It's slowed them right down. It's cruise speed, really. Oh, the rugby posts have gone. He's hit the post. He's only gone and hit the post. You wouldn't have seen Johnny Wilkinson do that, would you? Go on, fellas, drag it down. At least it's not too far to the finish. Look at the wheels now, completely gone. 2:05. The performance was good, 39, so if they could match that with a decent run, they could be right in the frame here. Here's the kicker. Oh, it's buckled, it's damaged. It might be broken. Look at the state of the front of it.
Keep going.
Just not strong enough. Where that connection is in the middle, it's just completely gone. Bent beyond repair. And that's that. And in this heat, if you're going to carry that soapbox all the way down, for motorcycle racing in India, so he's a real local celebrity, and he's under a fair deal of pressure. He's got to get this right. Reputations can be made or broken very, very quickly. He's going to go around this berm, goes nice and high. This is where he's going to pick up the speed. Now, this really is the moment of truth, and it's starting to wobble. He's out. He's out, and it was starting to bend, and you knew that it was going to go. And there was nothing that Sandeep could do to stay in the Coffee Cup. And he spilled out onto the tarmac. Down he goes. Nothing they could do. 39 is the score. And here we go down the steep start ramp. The first thing you're going to see, really, is the water feature. That's in about 50 metres. Oh, he's wobbling already and he's gone. Well, you won't see the water with this team, will you? Not with a start like that. There we go, that little chicane where you've got to be smooth and you've got to be in control. Otherwise, you tip it. The ramp, soil everywhere. Anyway, back they go. Look how tight and twisty it is. Oh, it's gone again. It's too tall. They just can't get it round the corner. The manoeuvrability of this soapbox is leaving a lot to be desired. And somehow he manages to get round there and down the other side. Now he's coming into this berm where he's going to throw him all over the place. He's right to the top of it. Down he goes. Oh, he's gone again. That berm is, and you come down the other side of that, you've got a left-hander straight away. There was no chance of him getting round there. No chance. Quickly round the left-hander, and he'll see the finish. And I'll tell you what, that took some doing, didn't it? 2:05.86, and he's off at the end as well. My word. Frank is the pilot, Jules is behind him, Frank is Woody, Jules is Buzz, and off they go. The first thing you can see there is the berm. From the berm they go car wash, and then it starts to get really interesting. Here's the car wash. You can see that it's slippy. It's going to be difficult for these guys today. Through the tunnel, and he's losing it there, and he's lost it. Here it is again, look, it's really slippy through there, and I think that's the case of just losing it, really. And then we get towards the stair set. Can't wait to see them go through here. Down the stairs, bang! And up the other side and off. They've lost Buzz Lightyear, he's gone. He's wobbling all over the place. And then the finish line, and don't forget the drop at the end of it. Down we go. Can he stop it? Oh, he's lost it there. We're going to see a few do that today, I'm sure. Never had a drop like that in any of the soapbox races. There's the stair set, which took out the co-pilot in spectacular fashion. And this was spectacular too. It's a long way down there. And it's a 1920 style rocket and 1920 style attire to go with it. This run at this stage seems to be about the concentration. Through that little chicane in there. Seems to be a little bit nervous, doesn't he, the pilot, when he's going to make sure that turn. This time they're okay through there, just about. And then around that little right-hander. Started to get quick now. Here's the kicker. He's got that wrong, hasn't he? Got that terribly wrong. Make sure you're lined up coming around that turn, because the kicker's onto you straight away. To go, and that's into the straw. They're over the finish line anyway of the operation. They're students from Lausanne, they're studying sport. They love skiing, they love that kind of thing, those adrenaline sports, so they should be perfectly suited here today. There's the on-board shot from inside the soapbox. It's nice and bright, this one, and it's picking up a fair deal of speed. Almost managed to clear that middle section. Here we go through the chicane. Oh, not through the chicane. Halfway through the chicane. Circuit where you have to apply the brakes. The chicane is one of them. Now they're going to try and push their way down to the finish. And there's still a fair way to go. Oh, and over the wedge. And a little clip in the air as well. And a nice colourful one here to start, modelled on a dancing carrot from television. And the performance score is 27, and off they go. And it's nice and streamlined because it's a carrot, and it's got big wheels, and it's very slippy. And you've got to really keep your concentration here because it's slippy and it's fast. And they're going okay up to now. No, they're not. They're just at the side, and the carrot's gone, and they're out. Both of them are out. And from that minute on, there was no way back. And look at that back wheel bending on impact as well. Fantastically spectacular through there. Justin, Simeon and Raymond, and we'll see what they can do. Through there. Oh, that's spectacular. That's well, they just did it meters more. They would have picked up the berm and naturally gone out on the right line. But the fact they went to Shins, coming down towards the chicane, he's lost it again. Let's have a look at the replay. Too quick, no control, too quick. And also for the chicane as well. So down they go. I'm not actually sure whether he can see safely through the chicane. Quick look over the top just to make sure they're heading in the right direct stage for LOGIA. Round the berm, do they keep it high? Oh, they've caught the front wheel on the hay bale side, and they came to grief around the berm. They're trying to get height. All they found was the hay bale and run themselves. Decent push-off to start it, and they set off towards the first obstacle, which is the first at this stage, but it will start to get significantly faster. Over the gravel they go. Still towards the kicker, and then this sharp right-handed turn, which is a real with the kicker. Now they've got to turn sharp right, which they try and do, and they lose it. Both okay, but you can see how hard it is to get over the jump and turn right and keep that soapbox in the dribbles than rabbits, but off they go. It's very similar to Bertha in terms of it's very streamlined and low to the ground, and it's set off at a pretty good pace as well. It looks like you can see it really is flying at the moment. Takes off a bit. I think one of the eyes have gone over the ramp. Plenty of speed at the minute for bunny slippers. That's where the berm would be. Oh, he's gone. Couldn't get round the bend, could he? He nearly copped a bit. Couldn't quite spin the back end around like we saw from Bertha, picking up lots of speed. It leaves the start ramp in Turin. Down we go. Well, there's the berm. It's going this way and that way and then the other way, and the fin might well have come through the roof. Not quite, but they never really got started, did they? That cart was quickly on the hook, in someone's keep net, away for dinner. The wheels, I'm led to believe, are from a Formula 1 car, but I would have thought they'd been a bit bigger than that. Knox is on the way. It looks like it's breaking bad already. It's breaking all over the place. Not much left, ain't. Over that, no problem. Oh, I'm going to say no problem, but there was a problem, a big problem. Well, they're going to try and get it back down, I think. This is where it went wrong. They went over that and then lost it altogether. The steering wheel actually comes off in his hand, which is where the problem starts. He's still trying to steer it, look, fair play. He's trying to keep it balanced with his foot. Everything's going so well there. And then as they land, the steering wheel just snaps off in his hands. And they are actually going to make it over the finish line. Well done. Cutting on their big day, but is it going to be a successful day for them here in Montreal in this city centre circuit with so many people, some of the top end, coming down towards the berm. Around they go, slightly higher than most, and that's caused the problem. They've lost the back 7. That's where it went wrong. They went too high, lost it, couldn't get it back again. So let's rejoin Tim. The next soapbox, Tim, pretty special, isn't it? And they've done quite well, haven't they, to get the momentum going again. Over the jump, half of it's gone. Keep it going, over the line. Runaway Groom makes it, but they lost a lot of it on the way down. Gets the big push off, and it was snaking already at the start, which might be a test. Looks quick, though, doesn't it? Straight into stride. The section as they move towards steelworks, but every time it gets quick, it starts to wobble at the front. Oh, they've lost it altogether. And that's why we've got here today. They were starting to lose it there and never got it back again. And it was all on. But it's the kind of day where you do everything you can to finish. Let's not let us spill the bodywork which came off. You can see the design there over the factory. Oh, it's going to go again. That's even worse than before. He can only see out of one eye for a start, which can't be helping, but they just got no control over that soapbox at all. Let's hope the soapbox is better than the performance. It's a very strange sit. But they're picking up speed while they... Oh, look at that! Oh, that's a special Kane. Watch this. The back end starts to go, and then he's thrown round a complete 360, and then lands on the tarmac. He's okay, thankfully for that. Rear wheel steering down the ramp. Over the first, oh, he's gone! Straight away! Rear wheel steering, who'd have thought it? The first ramp, the back end goes, and wallop. Oh! Onto his shoulder. Very spectacular, but it didn't last long, did it? Let's have a look whether it works. Heading towards the berm, which has caused a problem. Not for this team, though, the first order. Let's see whether these ramps pose a problem for the design, and for the wheels in particular. The first one, the double kicker, that front wheel starting to go, and R2-D2 nearly went into the crowd. It's that front wheel, look, that's not quite strong enough, and it can't hold it on the way down. One wheel with all that weight, recipe for disaster. Now let's see what happens. Wide axle, pram wheels, often a recipe for disaster. Let's see. The design is pretty much everything you wouldn't do for a soapbox, and they can't get through there. Can they get through the bone shaker? No, oh, look at that. It's literally sliding down over the finish line, 141.61. Circuit here in Cork. Down we go. The hippie's chasing after it. Oh, he's gone straight into the bales. Got to remember to steer. If you just go straight, look at those silly little wheels at the front. They've got no chance with that. Straight into the straw. Back they go, look, with the team chasing behind over the bone shaker. Little bit wobbly still, and straight into the straw again. Is there anybody in there? They're just not trying to steer the soapbox. Down again. Around them, just about. No speed through there, though. It's really difficult to control now. And over the finish line at last. The happy hippies have made it. Already, the tin cans are starting to fall off the soapbox. Let's see what happens here, then. Let's hope the chicken doesn't obscure the end, but let's just wait and see. Here's the berm, around they go. He's lost it. Can he hold it? Oh, no, he's gone. Straight into the straw bales. He was hanging on for grim death. Chickens flying all over the place. He loses the... One wheel at the back and two at the front. Oh, he's gone already. He got about 5 yards. I know it's based on fortnight. It might take him a fortnight to get to the bottom. Big sombrero, wrap your legs around it, hold on for dear life and hope for the best. And that wasn't the best, was it? Trying to steer it behind him, look, behind his legs. It's virtually impossible. I'm not sure you want a vest on as well down the cobbles when you come out like that. Seemed okay on paper, but on the tarmac or the cobbles, it's a different story. For this one today, nice and wide. May well lead to it being semi-generate right at the top here before you get to the berm, and round they go. Oh, they've lost it straight away. It's the fact you've got to change direction so dramatically and so quickly. But going they are, and happy to see the nice steady chicane where they can slow down a little bit, but that gives you... There's the speed, 33 through the camera, and over the kicker, the way down, but that's exactly what Chicken Coupe did. Look at that there. It's spectacular as always, and they do see the finish line in 1:12.48, and you wouldn't... Generous there, 45 out of 50. So let's have a look at rock and roll. Strapped onto the front of the soapbox. Oh, it's gone. Oh, he's taken them off! They've hit the drum! My word! Well, it was on there to be all part of the creative design of the soapbox. Well, there was nothing they could do. They didn't factor that in. Here you'll see the onboard. There goes the drum. Oh, there's the great shot of the crowd. But as they always do, the teams pick themselves up, dust themselves down and go again. They're desperate to get to the finish, rock and roll. It won't give them any kind of time. They're loving it, look, finish. The checkered flag being way faster than the soapbox is actually moving. 2 minutes and 27. Didn't think a great deal of it. This is my small wheels, pram wheels, bendy wheels, there we go. Didn't last long, did it? When you go around the corner, correct, they bend. That's that. The beast of Turin has been marked today then. Geddy Minas is the pilot. It's supposed to be a big cloud of good ideas, a team, and I don't think this is going to be easy. It's very tall. Looks like it's going to be difficult thinking. Let's have a look. Oh, they're not! That's the answer. It's leading, going. Even the leg can't stop it. Or the other one, bang. Bad news is, they've still got the water there and then the bone rattler. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, they did it. That's far. No, they're not. Down for a second time. 3 knockdowns and you're out, I think, the rules. There's the first top. It does tend to lean, look from side to side. You don't want to go too far, otherwise you might be off. Oh, no. Oh, wobbling. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's gone. Oh, look at that. Oh, my word. So spectacular. That's one of the most spectacular. Everybody's okay, which is the first thing to tell you. Wrestling with it, trying to... I suppose. Go on, let it go. Come on, here we go. I wouldn't... Drift in, gone! Look, drift in, never turned the steering wheel. The pilot never turned the steering wheel. Stick, good luck. I don't want to be him. He's got no idea what's coming. Is the initial kicker followed quickly by another one. Probably because he's got to steer it with a joystick and he can't miss that. Can't miss the pails and he finished. Watch this. Slightly offline, only slightly offline, and you got no chance to get it back again. Idea, but to try and get that right to the bottom is going to be impossible. Slowly, slowly out you come. They all work together for a company that builds telescopic tribune motorised tier seating. I don't know either, but I've got to be honest. Still okay, still okay. Oh, he's not now! They were able to do it. I didn't think they were going. I can't work it out. And they've not got to the steep bit yet. There's another hairpin, he's rolling, and he's in the bail. Oh, you see, he can't hold it. We'll see whether the top comes off for the flosh. There we go, here he is. Little wave. Oh, he's got it, they get the prize. And the nose over the finish. It's always important to get a good start. That's what they're going to try and do. That very steep ramp, 420 metres ahead of them, 23 for the performance. And off go quintessentially British with Glenn the pilot and Lee the co-pilot. This is the first test for them. It's the Lido, and they lose it emphatically. This is where it went wrong. They got a lot of speed going into the Lido. It just nosedived to the front, caught the second ramp, and away they went. The glasses went everywhere. Watch the pilot's goggles here. Down they go. Oh, there we go. Got to be careful through there.
And off they go. Oh, it's gone straight away. He's going to go any further. Oh, he's lost it there. Look, you could tell he knew, didn't he? He knew. The look on his face told you the whole story.